have breaking news. There are CBS News at this moment can confirm that documents with classified markings have been found in the Indiana home of former Vice President Mike Pence.
This, of course, follows the materials found at President Biden's home and former office. For more on all of this, I want to bring in CBS News political director Fin Gomez. Fin, this is obviously something in development right now. What can you tell us about these documents found in the former vice president's home?
Yeah, CBS News can confirm that a lawyer, a representative for former Vice President Mike Pence, reached out to the National Archives to say that there had been about a dozen documents found at Pence's Indiana home in Carmel, Indiana, which were discovered recently. We also obtained letters from Pence's representatives reaching out to the National Archives saying that they had found these letters. There were about a couple boxes and at least a dozen documents that had the classified markings on them. They reached out to the National Archives in this letter, which was marked on the 18th, to alert them of it. On the 19th, according to these letters, again obtained by CBS News, and again this is between the Pence representative and the National Archives. On the 19th, it said that on the 22nd, there was a second letter saying that on the 19th of January, the FBI agents who went to Pence's Indiana home to pick up these these classified documents. We're still finding out more about what is to be expected, but we have reached out and we are speaking to Pence's camp to get some further information on this. This is, of course, on the heels of the document investigation into President Biden and those classified documents found on the premises of his think tank and at his house in Delaware.
And following former President Trump's and the former vice president is on the record criticizing President Biden for the documents that were found in his home. Here's my question, Finn, and this is something that I was asking Major Garrett yesterday, just talking about Biden. Does the DOJ need to open up a new department to investigate this? Do they need to, I don't know, do an amnesty?
Like a library where it's like, bring back all of your old library books and we'll just look the other way for a second, because it feels like there's classified documents in all of these homes.
Yeah, so my question is, do they need to tell every politician, anybody with access to classified documents, bring them in now and, report it and you'll be perhaps fine. I don't know if it's possible to have an amnesty like that. Is this a normal thing? You've been in Washington for such a long time. Is this just something that people were used to doing? Taking these classified documents?
It seems to indicate that, and I think that there's perhaps more of this than we perhaps expected. Overall, more of this happening. However, I think you bring up a great point, Lilia. I think in terms of those three incidences, right? The former president, the current president, and now the former vice president. I think in line with what President Biden's representation did, former Vice President Pence's representatives and lawyers reached out immediately when they found this. According to the letter from his representative to the National Archives, they said they did this following the news of the documents found at President Biden's residence and offices, former office. Now, if you look at that and compare it to the Trump investigation, where this was over an extended period of time, where this was, at least seemingly from what we know, a lot more material, and there was a consistent interaction by the National Archives and the federal government in reaching out to the former president. But like President Biden, Mike Pence immediately reached out to the proper authorities and said, "Hey, we found these." But yeah, look, we're still learning a lot. We're still learning about this. It's new. We'll see what develops.
Yeah, when he was when former Vice President Pence was speaking with CBS's Bob Costa recently, he said the handling of classified materials is a very serious issue for our nation. We ought to take it seriously, but there ought to be equal treatment under the law. And he repeated that line, that there ought to be equal treatment under the law, when Costa pressed him about whether there should be a special counsel investigation for Biden. And now we see the former Vice President Pence actually,
under the same situation,
well,
yeah.
actually doing the same thing as you say, Finn, by calling the National Archives and turning those over, a different situation than what we saw from former President
Maybe
Trump.
check your home before you make any statements about the last person to be found.
Glass houses and all. But Finn, what do these discoveries say about maybe a greater question about security of classified documents, who has access to them, and something that we heard when we were speaking with Congressman Issa about over-classifying documents in the United States, and that maybe they are too liberal putting that stamp on things, and then it doesn't get treated with the sort of respect that classified documents actually need.
Yeah, I think it does raise a lot of questions about what happens when those transitions happen, right? When the transitions between administrations. I mean, there are so many documents, and it does, again, this whole, these now multiple incidences that we're learning about, from Trump to Biden to Pence now. I think it shows that that perhaps there should be more of a thorough review of how this process works. I also think that you brought up a great point, Lana, that Mike Pence told Robert Kostic during that interview a couple weeks ago that he was confident that the people who were in charge of his records were keeping a keen eye essentially on these potential classified markings and documents that we now know so much more about just overall from these investigations. But I think that's it's notable that it's now Pence. It's now others. It also raises questions of like how all of this will impact his potential jump into the presidential into the 2024 presidential race. If that happens, he is of course considering a run.
Well, if anything, he's part of a category now.
Well, and this is definitely a developing story, and we appreciate you being on top of it, Finn.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Finn.